And welcome back, everyone. Welcome back to our second match of the night of WTL 2024 Summer Codes Round 1, Day Number 2. We just wrapped up with Team Liquid versus Psystorm Na'Vi, and now we've returned with our second match of the night with Starlight Twinkle versus Big Basilisk. Or Basilisk Big. You know what I mean. Here we go. It's Basilisk Big, but I feel like Big Basilisk makes more sense. In my brain, at least. But here we go. This is a unison. This is a team partnership here between Basilisk and Berlin International Gaming. As a result, ShoWTimE is going to be joining the ranks here of Basilisk. And this was a bit of a requirement because, for those that are in the know, Cyril is in the military. He's currently in the military. He was posting updates, posting pictures of himself in his uniform. Because of that, he's not as available as he once was to compete on a weekly basis. He will still be competing in specific tournaments, that is true. So he'll be playing in, I believe in Gamer's Age, he's planning to compete in that, and of course practicing as well. But I imagine that Cyril won't be available to play too frequently in WTL. But here we go, we're getting ready for our first matchup. It is going to be a ZVZ or ZVP. A ZV something between Wayne and Reynor. Let's go. And we're diving into game number 1, and spawning in the bottom left-hand corner, we have a Starlight Twinkle. It is Wayne. And in the top right-hand corner, we have his opponent. We have, for Basilisk, Reynor. Here we go. And of course, a shout out as well to our lovely sponsor. Shout out to Doyu, Pew Pew, Orderful, and SC Boy. Without them, this event would not be possible. Whether it's WTL, whether it's Kung Fu Cup, whether it's Masters Coliseum as well. Big shout out to the sponsors. Thank you so much for all that you do, as Wayne is going for a 15-15. Interesting. As we settle into the ZVZ, Wayne with a 15-15. This is going to be a very safe opener. 15 hatchery into a 15 spawning pool. Now, this typically leads into 2-base roach. The reason why I say this, the reason why it typically does lead into 2-base roach play, is because your gases are late. It's not worth going into link speed and bailings because your opponent has such a massive advantage when it comes to their own link speed and bailing timing that would not be as worth it. Reynor, he's going for his hatch gas pool. There we go. Gas guys is on the way for Reynor. Wayne getting into his own opener as well. Now, there are certain builds off of this, certain variations from Wayne, where he could still go for link speed. If he does start up link speed, then it's most likely for a link flood, for a link-based all-in, hoping to catch Reynor off guard, hoping to catch him with his pants down without a bailing nest. So there's a bit of a give and take here. So my eyes are mainly on Wayne, as Reynor did go for a standard opener. Also, if you're in the chat, predictions are about to close. Predictions! Predictions are open and they're about to close. Place your bets, Bobby. Place your bets. You have a couple of seconds. Aye. As we are settling in. Yo, Reynor, he's got the hood up. He's smudging. Oh, is that a good sign or a bad sign? We're smudging already, Bobby. Let's go. As Reynor's going to be the first to invest into link speed. And again, my eyes are on Wayne. Wayne, he should be walling off at his natural. He should be walling off, throwing down his Evo Chamber, throwing down his Roach Warren, and settling into 2-base play. There's that link speed from Reynor. And what I like about this map, given the build order of Wayne, the fact that you can mine through the minerals towards the north to gain access to a third base in such a manner that's a little bit safer, a little bit more secure, would make sense here if we did open up two base. Meanwhile, Reynor going for the forward third, going for the Rich Vesting Gas Geyser. Let's go. Meanwhile, Wayne, he is indeed investing into link speed. Link speed is on the way behind this, and there's that wall. So we spoke about it before. I mentioned that if Wayne were to invest into link speed, it's most likely to hide a Ling all-in, like a link flood. He should be walling off. And with this wall off, he's going to be telling Reynor essentially that he's skipping link speed and playing Roach, as the Link Scout is denied. Again, Wayne staying on 2 bases. There's those links on the way. As you mentioned, it's going to be a link flood. Now, because Wayne is showing 2-base Roach, because he's not expanding and showing the Evo Chamber, Reynor should be skipping his Bailey Nest. And this is why link floods can work. Reynor, if he believes that it's going to be Roach play, then he should be skipping his Bailey Nest, which means he won't have Bailey to defend against eventual links. Plus 1 carapace on the way. Lings are amassing. We do shut down the Overlord. Supply blocking Reynor. And you can see Wayne cutting workers at 29. Still making more Lings. And the Lings are about to be revealed. Ooh, big scout. A big scout already. Roach Warren's on the way. And Wayne has to move out. A little bit earlier than he would have liked. Now behind this with the Roach Warren, this is going to be a Ling Roach all-in. Like Wayne being very aggressive here. In the face of Reynor collapsing on top of these queens. As he mentioned, there is no Bailey nest. There are no Bailings. Queens are going down. We get one. One queen falls, but only one. Whew. As Reynor holds. Reynor's holding on, getting his own Roach Warren. Reynor's droning, by the way. Ooh, that's I'm a little bit concerned about. Reynor is droning. Meanwhile, Wayne is doing nothing of the sort. Wayne is still just completely all in, amassing more Lings, and now Roaches. There they are. Roaches are on the way. Now, this all-in is going to hit with +1. +1 carapace is about to finish up. The advantage here, of course, is that Roaches are going to be quite tanky here. Even if they get surrounded. Ling Scout gets into the main, confirms lack of gas. Big Scout. And Reynor, he's amassing Roaches, but has he droned too much? Does have the retracing gas geyser. Lings, they do slip into that third. Getting us around on the Roach already. One Roach goes down. We're getting a second Roach as well. I'm trying to. They're forced to commit. And the Lings are falling, but I feel like this is a bit of an anti-timing. +1 carapace just finished up. Just finished after the fight for Wayne. Roach goes down. Wayne is getting forced back. Reynor droning up even more behind this. But Wayne, he's running out of steam. He's running out of units. Pushing in with more Roaches. But again, Wayne may have just thrown away too much. The longer this goes on, the better it is for Reynor. The better it is. Wayne still amassing more Lings. Ravager's going to be on the way. So the way this works is, we've seen this before from Dark, we're looking for a surround. The goal here is to surround the army, to battle down the Roaches of Reynor and to snowball out of control. But is this going to be enough? Wayne with only 3 Ravagers, and again he bled out a lot of Lings earlier. A good spread from Reynor. A very nice spread, avoiding the wilds. Some of them will connect. Yeah, but with this spread, Reynor is going to collapse on the army, cleans up all the Lings, gets us all the Ravagers as well, and Reynor completely shuts Wayne down. GG gets called. Reynor takes game number 1. GG. GG, well played. Again, Wayne, I do think that Wayne was a little bit too trigger happy. When he flooded in with his Lings, it was like 20. As we're getting into game 2 and spawning in the top right-hand corner, we have Wayne for Starlight Twinkle. And in the top left, we have his opponent, we have Reynor for Basilisk. And I believe, is that a 12 pool? Oh, okay, not quite. I saw a delayed drone there from Wayne. I was like, yo, are we not droning? He is. Everything's looking normal. His drone was just like a second or 2 late. But we are settling in. We're going to be droning on up. This time there is no 15-15, so it looks like a standard opener from our I spoke too soon. Pool first from both players. This makes sense for Reynor, but for Wayne as well, interesting. So it's going to be a pool first here on a Ghost River. Again, I believe in ZVZ you have to pool first just because of how little time it takes to get across the map. Like going hatch first is wild. So pool first between our players. Into our hatchery, into our delayed gases. Because of this opener, we could see Roach play again. We could avoid Banelings. I'm curious if we do embrace that kind of style. Gas is on the way for Wayne. Reynor still playing gasless, by the way. No shot. Is Reynor going to go for a third? Okay. Just delayed gases. So, very late gases here from Reynor. Going for prioritizing his 6 Lings. Interesting. Wayne will have a Ling speed advantage available to him. So Wayne is moving out with his first handful of Lings. Gas mining just now beginning here for Reynor. Lings are moving out. And Wayne will spot the Lings of Reynor. We'll get eyes on them. And should be getting ready back at home. Again, with this gas, Wayne should be investing into link speed. I'm curious if Reynor does as well. I'm quite curious. I would not be surprised if Reynor is the one this game to play 2 base roach instead. I mean, he's not too far behind with his gas income. There we go. Link speed is on the way for both players. And just a couple of seconds ahead here for Wayne. Not the biggest of deals. It's fine, Bobby. It's fine. So we are settling in. Gonna be droning on up. And soon to be entering the Link Bane phase of ZVZ. We're getting there. We skipped it in Game 1, but it should be on the way here in Game 2. We'll keep an eye on the droning here of our players to see if anyone cuts workers and floods into Lings. Third base being taken. Oh, never mind. Third base was almost on the way. There's that safety Baneling nest from Reynor. And Wayne has avoided his own. Interesting. He's got the gas for it. He's got the resources. Going for the hatchery first. Walling up with an Evo chamber. Wayne, it looks like he's going straight into Roach. He's skipping Ling Bane. That is a scary moment here for Wayne. Yep, there it is. There's that Roach Warren. So the goal here for Wayne is to rush into Roaches as quickly as he can and to skip the Ling Bane phase, but Reynor will have a big advantage as a result. 10 Lings on the way. 14 Lings on the way. Reynor, he's pushing. He's going to be applying pressure and looking to deny the third base of Wayne. And Wayne will not have Banelings to defend. And a risky maneuver here to skip that Baneling nest. Lings, they're already across the map. Banelings are on the way. We dive on top of the hatchery. Dive on top of the queen even. You see Wayne trying to muster up a defense. Second queen has arrived. Meanwhile, Reynor just waiting for those Banelings. Oh, big connection already. Not a good start for Wayne. Connection goes off. Reynor going for the natural instead. Gets a queen. Does get us around. Good target firing out of Wayne. Does focus down the Baneling. But he does lose the queen. Roaches are in production. We get another surround. High energy queen goes down. And another queen gets surrounded as well. Reynor just picking Wayne apart. Getting 3 queen kills. Three queens go down. And sure, we have roaches here, but Reynor, he's gotten the damage he was looking for, getting into his own roach warren back at home. +1 range on the way. And it looks like Wayne is going for an all-in. Wayne, he's got +1 carapace almost done. He's just amassing Ling Roach. It's all or nothing here for Wayne. Just waiting for his reinforcements. And then we're pushing. Oh boy. Now, if Reynor drones, then he could be in some trouble, but he's not droning. He's playing safe. To be fair, he did drone up to 42. Was a little bit greedy. But the Roach Ward is done. Roaches are amassing. No Ravagers here for Wayne. Lings, will they take a Baneling to the face? Banelings, they do go up on a handful of Lings. And the Roach army for Wayne is being forced back. And Roach is going down one after the other. We need the Lings. We need support. We need those reinforcing Lings, but it looks like Wayne, he just doesn't have enough. Reynor is holding. To say that, more reinforcements on the way. Wayne gaining ground. Does take down a couple of Roaches, but yeah, time is working against him. Reynor holds. And now Wayne is droning. Oh. And just late droning here from Wayne. Lair's on the way. Working on upgrades. And Reynor's looking quite comfortable here. Comfortable droning up. Keeping up on upgrades. I don't believe... Yeah, I was going to say, I don't believe Reynor has his lair. That's the one thing that Wayne has going for him, is the lair timing to get into fast roach speed. And +2. Faster roach speed is +2. We could even try and be a little bit spicy here and take an extra gas and go into something like a Spire. On Ghost River, though, that sounds crazy. Yeah, road speed. Okay. Just road speed on the way. Things they harass at the third base. Trying to buy some time as Wayne is rejoining. The game is going to settle down. Reynor investing into Overlord speed, which means he will have access to Dropper Lord play to harass across the map. Will be able to harass. As the game is going to just be settling down here. We've entered the Roach v Roach phase of ZVZ. Oh, let's go! Have entered it. Again, Wayne has that timing where he has +2 on the way, and it will kick in a little bit faster than that of Reynor. Can try to make use of that. Scout comes in, Reynor making sure that there is no Spire. No Spire, no Infestation, no Hydroden. Reynor feeling pretty secure. Reynor still maintains that drone lead as well. As Wayne hasn't taken his gas at his third or even his main. Staying on 4 gases. Reynor has quite an economy to work with. Imagine getting ready for a 4th. And I'm waiting for Wayne's push. And I assume that Wayne is going to be pushing first. It does feel like he's aware of his timing. As yeah, we're just both chilling back at home, building up roaches. If Reynor ever does move out, we have a Ling Run-By being set up by Wayne as well. Can go for a counterattack. Oh, nice contamination on the Evo chamber. Very nicely done. That is allowing Reynor to catch up. And Wayne is pushing out. Wayne is maxed. I mean, both players are. Both players are maxed out. Contamination was huge. No upgrade lead here for Wayne, not anymore. It's still going to finish up a little bit faster. A little bit. We're pushing into a concave, even with +2. Not going to be easy. Wayne has to back up. Backs back up, does retreat as he backs off. We have a Spire on the way for Reynor for Mew to play. Wayne instead doubling down into Burrow and Tunneling Claws. Okay. So Wayne is going to be committing to Roach play. Meanwhile, Reynor transitioning out of this. Then all we need is a handful of mutas. And there's that Spire. Wayne rotating around. Roach is a force back. Are going to be forced back. As Wayne rotates back around, trying to catch some of those roaches. Reynor keeps up. Does manage to keep up here. Wayne coming in with reinforcements, so getting the better concave. Not bad. He's trying to force his way through, but the Biles, oh, they force him back. Again, Reynor does have the Ravager lead, and the Spire is done. Spire is now done. Mutas are on the way. 6 mutas, that is enough to one-shot drones. Infestation bit as well. It's going to be for Hive Tech. And Wayne has no answer. I believe Wayne doesn't have a Hydroden. Unless I missed it. He's going for the Infestation bit. I mean, we do have access to Infestors, I guess, from there. There it is. Mutas are revealed. Wayne pushing in. Running into detection, though. Does get the fourth. Hatchery goes down. But we need more than the hatchery. We need to collapse on the army. Wayne trying to come in from behind. Does get a better concave. He's slowly pushing through. But we're pulling back to a spine crawler. And the Files, they hold on. Wayne is forced back. Hydrogen is on the way. Roaches, they do slip into the main. Nice target firing there from Wayne. Getting 9 drone kills. Not bad. Do manage to get 9 drones, 10 drones now. Roaches are racing back home. Hydras are in production. And more roaches pop out. This is forcing Reynor to keep his main army back at home. So even though these mutas are harassing, the main roach army of Reynor is still stuck at home. Wayne doing well for himself. Now we have those hydras. Hopefully we have spores. Yeah, we have spores. Let's go. We have spores available. Starlight Twinkle Roach is coming in once again. Meanwhile, Reynor, he's had enough. He's pushing out. Now, he may not have hydras, but he does have ravagers. Quite a lot of them. He's pushing in. Some of these hydras are exposed. We do start a step forward. Oh, Wayne bleeding out a lot of hydras there. He is able to collapse on this. Yeah, being forced back once again, and Wayne does have the defense advantage. As I say that, drones are going down. We have roaches in the natural of Wayne. Roaches are in the natural. Drones are going down. Likewise, Reynor trading well with the main army. Forcing Wayne back. And it looks like he should be able to clean that up eventually. But Reynor able to maintain his supply lead. Reynor, he's down in drones, but he's up in army supply. He's up in that supply. Lurker Den on the way. Oh, no Lurker Den from Wayne. No Lurkers yet. Hydras are forced back. Roaches are healing up. Reynor coming in with a hit squad. Pushing up the ramp. Does get up the ramp as well. Wayne out of position. The Files once again forcing him back. Like in this head-on fight, Ravagers, they just add so much more micro out of your opponents. It's so difficult to break in. The Files, they are connecting. And Reynor is trading well here. Did we get the Roach Warren? Structure goes down. Mutas, they come in from behind as well. And Reynor, he's overwhelming this army. There's just too much. Does break through. GG gets called even with initially a lower drone count. And Reynor will take the 2-0, taking down Wayne. GG. GG, well played. I mean, they're still competing. Still facing off. I should also mention... Here we go as we're getting into our next game. And spawning in the top left-hand corner of Oceanborn, we have... For Starlight Twinkle, Krystianer. And in the bottom right, we have for Basilisk Big, it is ShoWTimE. It feels wrong saying Basilisk Big. It's not right. It's big. It's a big basilisk. It's huge. I'll get used to it. I'll get used to it. Here we go. We go as we are going to be settling in. Didn't he kill a base and a bunch of drones? Killing the fourth didn't really matter at that time. Like that is true with the push. With the push earlier in the previous series, Wayne was able to kill a hatchery, and he was able to get some worker damage. But at the same time, even when we saw the drone harassment or the Starlight Twinkle roach harassment that Wayne was pulling off later on, at the same time he was also bleeding out drones at his natural as well. Like Reynor was able to get some counter damage done in those moments. And again, the fourth base didn't really matter too much. Didn't matter too much either. So. But regardless, GG. Wayne was able to hold his own against Reynor. And we've seen Wayne take down players like Reynor and like Cyril in the past. We know he has it in him. And that's why I believed in the 1-1. I believed, Papi, I believed. Just not today. Not today. Here we go. As we are settling in. And so far, it's going to be 2-gate openers all around. 2-gate opener out of Krystianer, 2-gate opener out of ShoWTimE. We're going to be settling in towards our naturals. No proxies, no all-ins. Not yet, at least. We can still all-in even without a proxy, so we'll keep an eye on our players, but it does look to be that they're both going to be expanding. As there's a Nexus for Krystianer. And we should soon be seeing a Nexus here from ShoWTimE as well. I don't know if you heard it, as, oh, we do delay with the pylon, but I don't know if you heard it, when I was introducing Krystianer, I actually had to stop myself. There was like a pause. I was so close to saying representing Team Blazer. I'm so, like, I feel like it's unanimous, or like they just come hand in hand. How long was Krystianer on Team Blazer? It must have been years. I think as long as I knew him, or as long as I've been casting him. Krystianer Wikipedia. Let's see. He joined Team Blazer in 2019. That's around since I've at least been casting. So yeah, for like the entirety of the time that I've been casting Krystianer, it's always been Team Blazers. It's like ingrained into my skull. I need to get used to it. It just feels off. It feels weird. He's not on Team Blazer anymore. It's like if Tasia left Team Liquid. Crazy. But obviously Krystianer is he's been on quite a few teams actually now that I look at it. But we didn't start like casting pro players until like the COVID era of StarCraft, which was end of 2019. Before that we were only casting amateur players. But here we go, we're settling on in, both players expanding. Again, there was a nice delay for the expansion of ShoWTimE, at least for a moment earlier with the pylon block. But outside of that, we're getting into our tech, getting into Blink, Twilight Council base play. ShoWTimE does fan out. Trying to get a read on any kind of movement, any kind of stray units, any proxy pylon. As Krystianer is the first to expand, taking his third base, ShoWTimE only a couple of seconds behind. Not the biggest of delays as we're settling into our PvP. No big deviations yet, so I'm a little bit impressed that Krystianer hasn't decided to be more assertive or more aggressive. That's typically how we do know him. Hey, he's playing straight up in macro against ShoWTimE. Let's go. Confident, Bobby, confident. I mean, Krystianer, he has a lot to prove. Let's have a lot to prove here for his new team. For Starlight Twinkle. As you see some hallucinations being denied. Good pickups here by Krystianer. Keeping his opponent in the dark. Behind this, we're working towards robot production, towards Immortals. Interesting that Krystianer, he's not embracing upgrades. He hasn't gone for his own Forge. He's going to be behind those upgrades. End up say shade into the natural. To get 2 workers up. Almost a third. Looks like barely 3 probes do go down. Not bad. Every little bit counts. We get 3 probes. Krystianer now getting into his Forge, getting to +1. A little bit delayed compared to ShoWTimE, but not by too much. I guess, again, the biggest deviation here is the Immortal production. Only 1, but 1 Immortal can pack a punch. Quite a punch. As outside of that, we just have the hallucination wars just fanning out and sending out hallucinations over and over again. Making sure there's no hidden tech. We're trying to get a read on any Dark Shrine, for example. Any tech switch, a fast bay into disruptors, Stargates into Phoenixes, faster fourth base. Making sure there is no crazy deviation. And we're selling into a longer game. I feel like I've been spoiled recently. When was the last time I casted like a 4-base versus 4-base PvP? Like, I'm spoiled by the Korean scene. But yeah, we're just chilling. ShoWTimE now moving out. Bearing in mind that he left his sentries back at home. Just moving out with his stalkers, poking in. Don't think ShoWTimE has any real intention to commit. Gets a probe. And maybe try to deny the base. Gets a kill on the shield battery. Not bad. ShoWTimE backs up. Reinforcing with more stalkers. Ooh, that immortal count getting quite high. We're up to 3 immortals now. It's a pretty hefty amount from Krystianer. ShoWTimE going into +2. Trying to outposition the army. Doesn't quite make it into the natural. Good movement out of Krystianer. Does keep up. Does manage to keep up. ShoWTimE rotating around once again. Has to be careful to be caught out. That's another immortal on the way. Charge is done for both players. No big investments into charge yet. ShoWTimE especially very stalker heavy. Krystianer mixing in a couple of zealots. The Archons are on the way. Krystianer going for a much more complex army composition with charged while Blink Stalker, Immortal, Archon. ShoWTimE coming to Mass Blink Stalker instead. Does have a lot of maneuverability, but that's a lot of Stalkers going down. Ooh. That's what, 3, 4, 5, 6 Stalkers falling. Big pickoffs. And what does Krystianer lose? Mainly Zealots. At the same time, Prism into the natural. ShoWTimE getting pulled apart. Massive warp in. Zealots into the mineral line. Krystianer rotating over towards the 4th base as well. There is an immortal. Force fields are broken. We dive on in. We dive on top of the shield battery. We can focus down the immortal as well. There's no saving it. Voids are being pulled into an Archon. Probes are going down. We shut down the immortals. The Zealot warp-ins continue. And Krystianer is snowballing out of control. He's shutting ShoWTimE down on both ends. On both sides. ShoWTimE, he has almost nothing left. GG gets called. Krystianer with a big win here. Taking game number 1. Papi. GG, well played. Again, Krystianer investing quite... Oh boy. Can we get those prediction points? Can we... We'll see as we're getting into game number 2 and spawning in the top left-hand corner. We have Krystianer for Starlight Twinkle. And in the bottom right, we have ShoWTimE for Basilisk Big. Here we go. Again, Krystianer showing us all once again that, mate, throw him in a PvP and he can bring anyone down. You have to take him seriously. Cannot take him for granted. Again, Krystianer, he's been improving so much over the past couple of years. I mean, I say Krystianer, it's both Krystianer and Geralt. They've both been improving quite a lot. Climbing the ladder, climbing the European scene at least. Krystianer even taking it to ShoWTimE here. But we'll see. We'll see if he can keep it up. We'll see if ShoWTimE can bounce back. As Probe Scouts are moving out, double gas openers all around. Should be leading to 2-gate builds from our players as well. There's that second gateway from ShoWTimE. And there's a second gateway from Krystianer. Here we go. So the question becomes, what will our first units be? Do we go double Stalker, double Sentry, double Adept, Stalker Sentry even? Double Sentry isn't really a thing. Stalker Sentry even. What do you have for us? As a Krystianer going for a fake proxy pylon. Okay, the mind games are upon us. I do like this, especially considering that Krystianer is already ahead in the series. So fakes out an all-in. Or fakes out a proxy, I should say. And we'll see how ShoWTimE does react. Cyber cores are about to finish up. And here we go, double Adept out of ShoWTimE. Okay, doesn't flinch, no fear. Opens up double Adept. Meanwhile, Krystianer going for a Stalker Sentry opener instead. So Krystianer playing safe, ShoWTimE playing aggressive. Again, those Adepts are going to be shading across the map. They can bypass the army. 2 Adepts do one-shot probes, so we will be threatening the mineral line of Krystianer. As ShoWTimE is doubling down, not just going for Adept aggression, but going for Oracle aggression as well. As the Stargate is on the way. So Adepts and Oracles. Speaking of, I believe we have, yep, that is a 3rd and 4th Adept on the way from ShoWTimE, so he's doubling down on Adept production. Not just going for 2. Going up to 4, could even go up to 6, could even go up to 8. Meanwhile, Krystianer going for his own Stargate as well. If he gets a read on what's going on, he could even go for a Phoenix first. Yeah, Hallucination's moving out. It's going to be a big moment for Krystianer. Can he scout that tech? Oracle's on the way. That's Wolof. Hallucination will check the natural, does confirm that there is no expansion. We slip into the main base and we get eyes on the tech. We get eyes on the Oracle. So we should be seeing a Phoenix. Never mind, Stargate does complete, and despite camping that Stargate, we are going for an Oracle instead. Bold move out of Krystianer. Bold move. So basically, he believes that he can keep up with the Oracle harass with his Stalkers, can also shut down the Adept harass, and get across the map and get his own damage done instead. So a very confident decision here from Krystianer. We'll see if he can pull it off. Oracle slips in. Oracle tries to slip in. Krystianer, he is keeping up. He's keeping up. His own Oracle is out. A second Oracle has arrived for ShoWTimE. Krystianer actually chasing down those Adepts instead. Does get one. But 2 Oracles do one-shot probes. ShoWTimE is threatening that main base. He's going in. Krystianer in position. Oh, gets a bit of hull damage. Leading out 2 probes. Did I say 2, 3, 4, 5 probes going down? The Adepts, they do go ham. They do shut down quite a lot of workers here. The Oracles are still alive. And with that, ShoWTimE is now up 6 probes. ShoWTimE is up in the economy, getting another probe kill. Krystianer getting across the map, but ShoWTimE, he has had time to throw down a shield battery. Even without it, is in position. As the Oracles, they get another 2 probes. Good control here out of ShoWTimE, and Krystianer, he's punished for making this Oracle. Hasn't been worth it yet. Could always go in later, could always come in for another run by. So far, hasn't been able to. Blink is on the way, 3rd gateways as well. Krystianer trying to slip in, but is denied. And this is a much more solid start for ShoWTimE. Much more solid. We'll see how Krystianer can bounce back. But now both players are expanding. They're both taking their 3rd bases. Blink is finishing up for both players as well. Forge is on the way. Oracle does get in. He gets 2 probes. But Blink is done and the Oracle gets forced out. Is forced out. Krystianer, he can go for Passer +1. That is true. Does have a bit of an upgrade timing available. We could try to use that to even go for an all-in as well. Krystianer catching up in the probe counts. ShoWTimE moving out as well, setting up his stasis. Does engage with the army. Looks like he doesn't quite get the Stalker. The stasis, no! Massive stasis. ShoWTimE does turn back around. He can push in with a massive Stalker lead. There is a shield battery though. There is an overcharge. Is an overcharge. And Krystianer, he does hold on. He's holding. ShoWTimE rotating around. Not committing yet. Behind this additional gateway is on the way. Krystianer going towards charge. To pick up a pylon. Immortal production has commenced. It's a very similar composition that we saw in game 1 from Krystianer. Once again going Blink Stalker, charge lots into Immortals. But with the Oracles, they get back into the main base. Ay, ay, ay. These Oracles, they've done so much damage over the course of this game. I want to say they've killed almost 20 probes between the two of them. They've gotten a lot. Say over 20, maybe like 15. ShoWTimE does work up, does force a cancel. Does cancel the 4th. Not a bad pickoff. Immortals are amassing here for Krystianer. ShoWTimE hasn't really diversified too much. Again, he's teching into charge, true, but he's still heavily reliant on these Stalkers. Again, very similar dynamic to game 1. Poke in once again. Engaging with the army, respecting the Immortals, backing up. ShoWTimE rotating around. The Observer does spot the rotation. Stasis is baited out. Moves there from ShoWTimE. Has to be careful. Bleeds out a Stalker. Again, pushing into these Immortals, it's not easy. As the depths are shading, and I do appreciate this though. ShoWTimE now investing here into charge lots. It's gonna bleed out some probes though. 4 or 5 probes going down. Not bad. But charge lots were missing in that last game. They will help so much in this push. In these engagements. Stalkers go in. Krystianer out of position for a moment. Let's get a Stalker. ShoWTimE does pull back. I believe he's still keeping his charge lots back at home. Still amassing them. ShoWTimE looking to push in. Does catch an Immortal. Big pickoff. He gets 1. He gets 2. Ooh, 2 Immortals go down for free almost. Not a good start for Krystianer. Does push in. Chasing this back. The Archons are stuck behind the army. Krystianer's Archons, they just can't engage. Has to pull back. Not a bad start for ShoWTimE, but again, ShoWTimE is working with a purely gateway army. Krystianer's got Archons, got Immortals. Is pushing in. Does catch the Zealots. Good force field. Zealots are going down. We're collapsing all the Stalkers themselves. And once again, Krystianer with the superior army. Can he break through? Does force back the army. Does take a stasis. Krystianer, he did lose his Archons, but he's building up that Immortal count once again. And you can see ShoWTimE now being forced into his own Archons. This was not the plan. Was avoiding that tech. We see Krystianer now taking a supply lead, but ShoWTimE is ready for a backstab. We have the Prism diving into the main. Krystianer not ready for this. Does have to race back. And Krystianer's about to max out, but ShoWTimE is closing that gap as well. Prism does come in. Does survive. Krystianer's pushing, but he does have to keep something back at home to defend. Once again, takes the stasis to the face. Is pushing. This time ShoWTimE does have Archons. Archons are ready. ShoWTimE looking for a fight. Pushing into the Immortals, but Zealous doing a great job tanking. And where are the Archons for Krystianer? Immortals are being focused down one after the other. Krystianer having an awkward fight. And it looks like ShoWTimE evolves. He collapses on top of the Immortals as well. Zealous, they come in to reinforce. And Krystianer, he's losing a little bit too much. Far too much here. Every single Immortal GG gets called, and ShoWTimE, he bounces back, tying up the series 1-1. GG. GG, well played again. Some nice movement there from ShoWTimE. Catching a couple of mortals whenever he could. But nowadays, Cham is more of a part-time player, from my understanding. We have our players, and spawning in the top right-hand corner of Ghost River, we have our Blue Zerg player, Cham, for Starlight Twinkle. And in the top left, we have a Trigger for Basilisk Big. Here we go. Now again, Ghost River is known for its aggression. Known for all-ins as well. My eyes are mainly on Cham. We have seen Cham many a time go for a 2 or even 3 base all-ins against Protoss players. Trigger coming in, immediately going for a pylon block. Oof, and this is something you can get away with. So, fun fact, in this matchup, or on this map, there is only 1/3. There is only one third base option here, and Trigger, he's looking to contain and delay the natural for so long. There's nowhere else that Cham can expand. Big delay here on that hatchery. And we go for a second pylon. Cham forced to go for a pull for. Oh, actually, it's not in position. Oh, okay, a little bit misplaced. I was about to say, I don't think that pylon's quite in position, so that could have been worse. Again, imagine if the pylon was actually blocking the expansion, then Cham would have been stuck on one base, and we would have had a very different outcome, but thankfully, was a little bit out of position, and Cham can expand. Whew. I was concerned, Pappy, I was concerned. But Cham can now expand, getting into his gases, getting into his opener. Lings are on the way. We're easing our way into this. Let's go. Let us go. As Cham is going to be able to shut down this pylon, eventually take his third base as well. Eventually, once his natural gets up and running. Trigger rotating back in. Once again, making sure that Cham cannot take a fast third. But he will finally be shut down. The probe will fall. Oof. Just barely. The ideal there is if the probe survives a little bit longer for the adept to arrive, then the adept can just shut down the lings and focus down any drone, any would-be third base. But Cham can now finally expand. Can get into his own game as Trigger. He follows this up with a Twilight Council. Does make a lot of sense. Again, we are on Ghost River. The rush distance by ground is very short, which is why all-ins and aggression is favored on this map. And with this Twilight Council opener, this could be Glaives. It could also be a Dark Shrine as well. If we get an eye on the main base and the gas count, we could try to get a read on that. As for now, we're keeping 3 and 3 in both gas geysers. Cham is cutting drones and... Okay, we're making more. Thankfully, we are still droning up, taking our gases. Glaives are on the way from Trigger. Additional gateways as well. Trigger is getting ready, amassing his army. Now, what's interesting about this build from Trigger is that there is no robo. There is no robo alongside this, so it's going to be 3-gate Glaives from from Trigger. No Robo, no Warp Prism. What this means as we save our resources and we're not making a Robo, that allows us to take a third. It allows us to expand a little bit faster. So this is a macro Glaive Adept build, as the expansion has been thrown down. So macro Glaive Adepts means that we can't reinforce across the map. What you see is what you get. We have to reinforce here at the natural. And it's only 3 gateways. Can still harass, yes, but it's, again, not as committed as a regular Glaive Adept build would be. Meanwhile, Cham back at home going for his Roach Warren around 4:30, which means Roaches will not be ready for this. Adepts are moving out. We're going to have to rely on Lings and Queens to defend instead. Can Cham keep up? As the Adepts say threaten the shade. Cham keeping up with those shades for now. Behind this, the third base is getting up and running. And Trigger doesn't have to commit. He's already forcing a big reaction out of Cham. And Cham is droning behind this. Behind this going into double Robo. Oh my god. Double Robo Immortal production, I imagine, to defend against the Roach counterattack. We do need some support for these Adepts, as Adepts tickle Roaches. Speaking of, Cham did drone, but only a little. He droned up to 37, and we're focusing on Lings and Roaches. Cham, it looks like an all-in. Lings, they get across the map, they get us around here on the Adepts. Adepts are going to be going down, the shield battery as well. And Cham is committed. We're just flooding Lings across the map. We almost get us around. Third base is going to be safe for now, but Cham is getting ready for his push. He is reinforcing. Ravagers are on the way. More Lings, more Roaches. Cham is all in. He is completely all in. The wall to the wall! We bust into the natural. Probes are going down. Forcing Trigger out of position. Roaches have arrived. We deny mining here at the third, but we're looking for a surround. And we do lock down the army. The Biles, they will connect. Oof, on the Adepts. The Immortal's exposed. The Immortal does get surrounded, and Trigger, he gets completely caught out. The Adepts, the Immortals, everything goes down, and Cham, he's broken the natural. GG gets called, and Cham will take game number 1. GG. Bop. GG, well played. Cham's range-based units early on can deny it as well in this matchup, and here we go. In the top right-hand corner, we have Cham for Starlight Twinkle. And in the bottom left, we have Trigger for Basilisk Big. So we have seen many Zerg players take the gold as a 4th instead. As a 4th base, once they have map control in the mid-game. Whereas Protoss players can take this a little bit earlier. Now, to counteract this, we have seen Zerg players rush into Roaches, where they rush into Roach production just so they can deny mining at the gold base and try to punish it if the Protoss did take it. We have seen some Zerg players experiment with that. For now, you can see here Cham expanding, taking his natural, the standard natural location. As I mentioned, Zerg players should usually avoid the gold until far later in the game. And Trigger, he's taking the gold base. Yeah. Again, Trigger, he has nothing really to worry about when it comes to taking this gold, unless Cham does rush into Roaches. That is something that Trigger has to be wary of. Otherwise, Trigger should have the economic lead. And again, this is the power of WTL. There are no vetoes. You can see Trigger checking the goal base, making sure that Cham isn't crazy. and he's not. Not in that way, at least. So Trigger just confirming that the gold wasn't taken. Ooh, and Trigger going for a 2-gate opener. Okay, very interesting. I kind of like this. So with a 2-gate opener, Trigger is going to be able to keep the aggression on and keep Cham busy back at home. Anyways, are going to be finishing up. Cyber Core's on the way, or should be on the way soon thereafter. So Cham does expand. So again, with this double gate opener, we should be going for some adept harass early on. Cham does confirm, he gets eyes on both gateways. Does get eyes on them. The gold base already fully saturated for Trigger. Gonna be having quite a bit of mineral income here to work with. Oh, and my apologies. I assumed it was going to be double Adept, but no, it's going to be Adept Stalker. Okay. Interesting. I mean, the Stalker will deny any kind of scouting. Trigger could go for another Twilight Council build as a follow-up. The Stalker's on the way to chase down the Overlord. Overlord does confirm the gold-based mining. Trigger, and it is going to be a Twilight Council. Once again, rechecking that gold. As we did mention, the Zerg players usually take that gold, at least what we've seen, as a fourth instead. Fast lair is on the way. Cham rushing to a fast. That's what, a 3-minute 20 lair timing. Jesus. So I'm feeling a Ling Queen Nidus all in. Never mind, gases are being taken. Never mind, that's 3 extra gases. 2 base Spire? 2 base Muta? Potentially. Okay, never mind. Roach Horn is thrown down. Okay. We're rushing into Roach production. So with the lair finishing, we can rush into Roach speed. Or we can go for the... we can still go for the Nidus Worm, to be fair. I'm curious. There it is. Pneumatized Carapace on the way. That is for Dropper Lords. It's going to be a Roach Queen all-in with Dropper Lords. So my brain was thinking Nidus Worm, but it's Dropper Lord instead. That makes sense. Meanwhile, Trigger, he's going for Glaive Adepts. Uh-oh. The Dropper Lords are on the way. Are on the way. Cham just saturating on 2 bases. Getting ready for his push. Roaches are amassing. Queens as well. Trigger is soon going to be moving out with these Adepts, but again, Adepts, they struggle against Roach Queen. More gates on the way. Trigger is soon going to be pushing out, and Trigger, he might be able to wreak havoc in the mineral line, so what about the main army? It's one way or another, the game is going to end. Here we go, Cham is pushing. Again, it's just going to be 2 base saturation here for Cham. Prism does slip in, but I'm not sure Cham cares. As he is pushing out. The scout of the main base will confirm the lair and the Roach Horn already done. That is the big tell. The Ravagers have been scouted, but Trigger, he's out in the open. Out on the map. Not the best start from Trigger, bleeding out an Adept already. Adept Warp in the main base. Does trade well against the Lings. To pick up. Queen's going for the mineral line. Roach Ravager here on the front lines. These force fields. The Immortal is out. The Trigger, he's down to 1 base economy. Queens are in position. The Adepts do force them back. Bearing in mind, Cham is still not droning, by the way, still massing Lings. Throws down to 3rd base. The Prism getting very low. We'll just barely recall back home. Does make it back. The Queens, they outrange the Adepts. And we're just parked outside, denying any kind of income. But here come the Stalkers. Stalkers force back the Queens. Ravagers rotating around. So you can see Cham is taking up. Roach speed is on the way. Evo Chamber, and now we're droning. Cham is content with the damage he's done. Is finally droning up. And Trigger's in trouble. Trigger, he's in quite a bit of trouble here. Longus is mining. Ooh, we overextend with the Queens. Drop Lord goes down. That was a big pickoff. That was a big misstep there by Cham. Overlord does go down. Trigger, he still has a formidable army, especially with those Immortals. Chasing down the Overlords. Gets one. Is pushing out. Has a Prism to reinforce. To preserve those Immortals as well. And we are set up. These force fields are piled down. Meanwhile, the wall's left open. Lings, they flood into the main base. They flood into the natural. Immortal is in trouble. And Cham getting so much done. Forcing probes off the mineral line. And Trigger, he has to commit. Whilst they rain down on the army, boys are being pulled. We commit onto the Ravagers. Ravagers are being targeted down. And can a Trigger pull this off? Oh, it's so close, but the Adepts, they're going down one after the other. There's one Immortal left. And we're focusing it down. Yeah, the Immortal gets picked off. And Lings across the map, they're wreaking havoc. They get 15 probe kills. Cham still ahead of the workers. Shuts down the Stalkers, one after the other. Lings, he almost got the Cybercore as well. All the piles. Ambitious piles there from Cham. Getting another Stalker. And Cham, all he has to do is just back off, calm down, remax, rebuild. And if Cham takes this game, we're forcing that ace match. Ay, ay, ay. And that's something I'm sure many people were expecting to see. See Trigger trying to push in. Limited anti-air, the Oracle going ham. But the Queens have arrived. We force back the ground army. Sentries are out of energy. Again, that one Immortal holding strong, but it's only one. And yet Cham, he will defend. He shuts this down. Forces it all the way back. And Trigger, you can see him on cams, not looking happy about this scenario, not looking happy about this situation. Knows that he's up against the wall. Do you have another Immortal on the way? The goal base is wide open. Cham, he can keep pushing. Miles, sending the army back. The Lings have arrived. Shield batteries on the way. It's not done yet. No overcharge either. As the wall is still wide open, by the way. Lings, they come in from behind. We can go for a surround. We're going for the Cybercore. We get into the mineral line. Oh, files connect. And the Cybercore is sniped. And Chamy's pulling Trigger apart. And now we're down to only Immortals. GG gets called, and Cham, he does it. He does fight back. Whew. Tying up the series 3-3. We're going to the ace match. We're going to that final game. Let's go. Papi. GG. GG, well played. We are tied up 3-3 apiece here. It's been a wild series so far, a back and forth. And it's going to come down to the ace match. It's going to come down to a singular best of one. Oh boy. Okay, how do we approach this? How do we approach this? Now, we have seen Krystianer pop off against Zerg players. We've seen Krystianer take down a laser, for example. He has been able to take maps off a laser, but Reynor is a different beast. Reynor can be more aggressive and more assertive than a laser as well. This was also back when a laser was more of a greedier player. So, Krystianer could be an option. When it comes to ZVZ, ZVZ is very unpredictable. It's very chaotic. Like, even winding it back to the initial Wayne versus Reynor series, especially game 1, or even in game 2 as well, like, Wayne had moments. He had moments where he could have popped off. Had moments where he could have fought back. Cham, of course, likewise, also a very chaotic Zerg player. And what's important here? The ace map. There's no vetoes. As a reminder, the ace map is predetermined, and they're going to be playing on... Okay, I was going to say Ghost River. Okay, they're going to be playing on Amphion. Interesting. Interesting. I don't think Amphion is a bad map for Protoss if they're playing defensively. Amphion, you can get your 3-base and even 4-base set up quite heavily, quite well, quite nicely. When it comes to ZVZ on Amphion, that's an interesting one. We've seen some limited ZVZ play on Amphion. Has a pretty direct attack path, that is true. So you have that ramp leading into the natural, which makes it quite defendable in ZVZ as well for something like 2-base play. Who am I leading towards? You know what? Predictions in the chat. If you're in the chat, who do you think? Who do you think? Wayne, Cham, or Krystianer? I think I'm leaning on Krystianer a little bit, but I don't know. It's a tough one, right? We're assuming that Reynor's gonna be the ace, right? Like I think we're all behind that. Like Reynor as the ace player, almost 100%. But who goes up against him? Who goes up against him? So in the chat, I would send Cham out against Reynor. I mean, again, I can see an argument for either player, like Cham, Wayne, or Krystianer. I think maybe not Wayne, just because something to bear in mind is like your mental state, right? Like if Wayne, after taking the 2-0 loss, if he's like a little bit upset or disheartened after the series, if he's lost confidence, then that's a big reason not to field Wayne. Likewise, Cham did just 2-0. I'm sure he's over the moon. Could take that momentum against Reynor as well. Here we go. Here we go. This is when like we whip out like Trigger so he can redeem himself or something. Like this is when Cyril he gets called in. You know, he's in the barracks. You know, he's doing some military exercises, and babe, he gets the call. Papi, we need you. We need you. Get to a PC. Reynor, sorry, Cyril rushes out of the bunker, rushes out of the racks, gets to a PC, plays in his military uniform. Let's go. We need you, Pop. That'd be crazy. I'd love to see, like, we get our player picks, the cam goes on, Cyril comes out. It's possible, I guess. It is possible. We don't know. Could be available. Cyril jumps in with the steel chair. Exactly. Oh god. Any other thoughts in the chat? Who would you bring out? What is your answer to Reynor? Who has the best chance? Who has the best shot? Who will bring him down? Hey, Troop, first blood. The caster comes in. This is when Roddy comes in for Basilisk. Technically, Roddy is on the team. He can be fielded for Basilisk. True. Roddy comes out with his Phoenix. Does he have a spicy Phoenix-based all-in for Amphion? Otherwise, maybe. Maybe we field him. The Roddy. Krystianer. I'm leaning towards Krystianer. I'm leaning towards it, but I don't know. The other scary thing, I'm pretty sure Reynor is allowed to off-race. Like, if it's a Zerg opponent, if it's Cham or Wayne, then Reynor could play Protoss. He could opt to avoid the ZVZ. I believe that is in the rules. Oh boy. Here we go, Pappy. Here we go. Again, they're still having a team meeting. They're still deciding amongst themselves. I'm telling you that they've got Cyril on the phone. It's like I'm in the middle of doing some exercises. I'm out in the field running right now with my platoon. Oh, I'm coming back home. I'm coming. Oh no. Can we buy enough time? Platoon company? I don't know. I haven't been in the military. But yeah, already like a big win here for Starlight Twinkle. I don't think many people expected them to bring Basilisk Big of all teams to the Ace match. Bearing in mind that Basilisk Big, they were last season's second place. They were the runner-ups. They were second place here out of all teams in the team league. They're one of the favorites to go far. But struggling a little bit here against Starlight Twinkle. Struggling against Starlight. Again, Krystianer proving his worth, and here we go, we have our picks, and there it is, Krystianer versus Reynor. Let's go. Again, it does make the most sense, especially on Amphion. I feel like you can play defensively and get in towards the mid game, even a longer game. Oh, Reynor, he's happy, Papi. Oh, he's smiling. He's ready to go. He's not smudging either. Bearing in mind, remember, last time we saw Reynor, he had his hoodie. He had his hoodie up. He's changed. Has he? Wait, did he shower? He's bathed himself, Papi. Here we go. Has had a bit of a wardrobe change since the last time we saw him, but he is ready for this ZVP. It's going to be a best of one, and this could go either way. If you're in the chat, predictions are open. Predictions are open. Place your bets on who you think will take this series. As a reminder, we say best of one, could go either way. I stand behind this choice of Krystianer. I understand the logic here, but it's still going to be an uphill battle. I personally still have to favor Reynor, but upsets can happen. Reynor coming in as one of the best players in the world. One of the best Zerg players in the world. Oh boy. Krystianer, he's already done well for himself. He already beat ShoWTimE. Can he do it again? Can he take down Reynor? He's so happy. You know these like trash talking Krystianer. 100%. Let's go. We're ready for this. We are ready. The pasta boy is in. And here we go. We're loading into game number, or into the ace match. And spawning in the top left-hand corner, we have Krystianer, the ace player for Starlight Twinkle. And in the bottom left, we have the ace player for Basilisk Big. It is Reynor. Let's go. So landing on the roof of the team house in a chopper right now, getting ready to play. True. They had to chopper him in. He didn't make it in time, Bob. He didn't make it in time. Reynor had to come out instead. Sorry, Cell. Gotta go back. Gotta go back to the racks. Here we go. Now, I expect a standard opener out of Krystianer. I expect a standard opener. Now, there is a Krystianer build. There is a Krystianer build that he has used to quite great effect against other top-tier Zerg players, and that is to be quite tech-heavy on 2 to 3 bases, get up on 3 bases, and go for a Charge Immortal Archon-heavy composition instead. That is a little bit outdated, though. Like, last time I saw Krystianer really embracing that was a couple of months ago at the start of the year. I'm talking like March, like around Katowice, around I am Katowice. So I'm excited to see how Krystianer has adapted his style over the past couple of months. Post IEM, now in the new patch, now in the new map pool. I'm curious. Now, when it comes to the features of Amphion, another reason why I thought that a Protoss would be a good pick here is the terrain, the base layout. Amphion is often vetoed on this in this matchup because not just the fact that there's a ramp coming into the natural, but you can fully wall off. This ramp here can be fully walled off, and you don't have to break it down yourself. You can mine through the minerals on that left-hand side and get your triangular third as a third, and it's quite well defendable. Again, the Zerg player has to mine through minerals and break through rocks, break down rocks to gain access to that location, and it's just so awkward, and again, it's also on the high ground as well. Can be quite heavily fortified. So if Krystianer were to play something more defensive and more tech heavy, this would be the map for it. We'll see though. We shall see. For now, just going to be a Gate Expand, Cybercore as well. We're going for our tech of choice. It's going to be a Stargate opener from Krystianer. Getting into Oracles. Meanwhile, Reynor going for a Hatch Gas Pool. Standard opener as well. Nothing crazy yet. Nothing out of the norm yet here. With this Stargates, we should be going into Oracles. I say that, I could also see Void Ray based play from Krystianer just to shut down Overlords and be that much more ambiguous to Reynor. Just to keep him on his toes. Stargate is done. We're getting into our first unit. And it is going to be the Oracle. Okay. Oracle first from Krystianer, so committing here to standard play. Going to be harassing across the map. Getting into his eventual 3-way setup. Eventually. Krystianer is walling off, and interesting, we are not mining through those minerals. We're going for the linear third base instead. Okay. We are going for that linear third. Now, this does mean that we can save the triangular third as a 4th base later on. So we could just be thinking further ahead to secure ourselves on those 4 bases. Now Oracle moves out, runs into some queens, and it will be forced back. Just pivoting around and trying to get a scout off. Ooh, we take a lot of hits! Krystianer does overextend. It takes a lot of damage, doesn't get a single drone kill. Not the best start. Now, thankfully, the Oracle's still alive. We can regenerate shields. But does pose significantly less of a threat. Oracle gets into natural, gets 1 drone kill, gets 2. 2 drones go down. Much better here with the second Oracle. Still takes a lot of damage. But does at least get some drones. Behind this, Forge is on the way. Twilight Council as well. This should be for +1 and Blink. When it comes to the build I was referring to, I believe that would be +1 and Charge instead. So we'll see what Krystianer does embrace. As he's getting into his third, Oracle take a lot of hits and up. Automass, 1 more shot goes off and the Oracle goes down. Bit of hesitation there from Krystianer. Did take an extra hit. Meanwhile, moving out on the right hand side, we catch a tumor. Shading out towards the natural. Not going to be committing. Is a hefty adept count. +1 is on the way. Twilight Council is done. And there it is. Okay, so we spoke about it. We spoke about this tech-heavy style. That's exactly what Krystianer is doing. He did go into the Twilight Council, but he's intentionally not making an upgrade. He's going into a Templar Archives. He's going into Archons. So this is going to be an Archon Immortal-heavy composition. This is the build that he's been relying on quite a lot as of late. Has been players like Alasia with this as well. This is a little bit more out of fashion, but this can hit like a truck. And the Gateway Explosion is upon us. Immortal production has commenced. Now, I believe this move out is with either the first wave is with 3 Immortals, and we can push out with 5 Immortals thereafter. Like, we get up to a very surprising Immortal count with this. Like, it's crazy. So, Immortals are going to be amassing. Again, Charge Archon as well. We're going to be delaying Charge, and I believe Charge is going to be lined up with the push, as Charge just now begins. Storm on the way. So we're going to be building up a death bull of an army. This is the Krystianer special. Second Robo, we spoke about the heavy Immortal counts, and again, we're going to be getting a lot of Immortals. So Krystianer is in full swing. Meanwhile, Reynor back at home, he's freely droning. He didn't lose too many workers to the Oracle harass, which is concerning. Like, sure, Krystianer, he's built up on 3 bases and he's working towards this army, that's true. But at the same time, he hasn't been able to harass too much. He hasn't been able to really slow Reynor down. And Reynor, he's drawn up to 70. Like, his macro is on point. Reynor is going to be able to keep up supply-wise and work on his own army, is going into Hydra production. No Lurker Den yet. And Lurkers will be ideal against this kind of army. So they do get into the middle line, they get 2 drones. 2 workers go down. Prism does slip away. There's that double immortal production. And Reynor, despite investing into this Roach Hydra-based army, now we're droning up a little bit further and we're taking him into an infestation pit. I believe Reynor is thinking about Lurkers. Stasis goes off. Oh! Decent connection. Gets 4 drones. Oh, and that's 6 Dropper Lords on the way. Oh my god, we're going for a Doom drop. That I was not expecting. We are setting up for a Doom drop. With that infestation pit, we can tech up towards Hive Tech and towards Lurkers eventually. We're not there yet. The Drop Lords did just finish. 4th base is on the way. A very exposed 4th base, bear that in mind. Reynor is amassing his army. Now, charge is done, and I believe Krystianer is going to be waiting until he hits critical mass of Immortals. How many Immortals do we have? I think right now we're up to 5, but we're going for more. Wait, hold on. We have 3 with the main army, 2 more on the way, getting up to 5. Krystianer is pushing. Well, the High Templar are a bit exposed, but they do survive, and that's a lot of storms. There's a lot of storms available. Roach counterattack does run into Immortals. Is forced back. Going for a warp in towards the main base, but the Prism gets sniped. Massive pickoff. No more reinforcements. That's huge. And we're going for a base trade. Reynor jumping across the map. At the same time, Krystianer is pushing in. Things are about to get rowdy. Things are about to get rowdy here. The Lurker Den is not done, not yet. And we drop into the natural, drop into the main base. Big storm on the Hydras. Oh my god, massive storms. And we're pushing into that natural. Spine crawlers are on the way, but we need more time. A couple more seconds is all we need. More storms being thrown down. It looks like Reynor, he defends his natural. Big moment here for him. Krystianer, he should be able to take down the other bases. When he cannot push in, not without his Warp Prism. Yeah, force a recall. We got 1 High Templar. Recall back home. Oh! And as the dust does settle, Krystianer, he did lose his natural. He doesn't have anti-air. Oh, no stalkers. Only storms. Ay, ay, ay. The drop is coming back into the main. Krystianer is falling behind. This drop play is pulling him apart. And it's winning Reynor this game. Again, in a head-on fight, I would have favored Krystianer 100%, especially without Lurkers, but here, the harassment, the drop play, Krystianer, he just can't keep up. Again, without Blink Stalkers, how do you deal with these drops? You don't. As the drops, they continue. And Reynor, he's remaxing. He's remaxing as we speak. Cannon goes down. See, Krystianer, he wants that fight. Attempting to storm the army. Is defending back at home. The top right base is going to be going down. And Krystianer down to 1 mining base. And Reynor, he already has an army coming out. Reynor has reinforcements. Yeah, the longer this goes on, it's just so brutal here for Krystianer. Yeah, it does connect with the storm. Krystianer, he still has a pretty devastating army. Has a solid immortal count. Yeah, that's what, 9 immortals? Jesus. That's what I mean, like, it's just a mass immortal army. He does break the base. Gets up the hatchery. The most important mining base for Reynor does go down. Krystianer, he can still pull this off, by the way. But remember, there's a wall of spine crawlers up that ramp. It's not easy to push into. Reynor defending on his 2 bases. Krystianer trying to force his way in. Massive storms going off on the drones. The boys are being pulled into the storms. And Krystianer, he does push in, does break through. Hydra's finishing up lurkers, they complete. Uh-oh, where's the detection? Where is the detection? There is none. Force a recall. Krystianer down to 15 workers. Observers on the way just now. Nice catch there with the Zealots. We do get on top of the Hydras. And good surround as well. Krystianer has a supply lead. Reynor shaking his head on cameras. Oh, he knows. The only thing keeping alive here is the lurkers. And we have detection. The observer's coming. Oh my god. Krystianer, he has brought it back here. Again, this build from Krystianer is taking down players like a Laser, taking down players like Lambo, and now Reynor going to be another victim here. I do think that the drop play was good. I think it was a good way to counteract this, but despite that, Krystianer, he retained that immortal count. He's pushing in big storms as well. Still brutal pushing into these lurkers, but there's one lurker left. Where is the observer, by the way? Where is it? As we just walk past the lurker, Reynor hands off the keyboard. Let's go. And it looks like Krystianer, he's done it. He has done it. GG gets called. Krystianer popping off, gets the win. Oh my god. We're running out of the room. It's over. GG, well played. Congratulations here to Krystianer. Yeah, they're playing on West. Yeah, they are playing on West, so it does favor Reynor. So Reynor, he can't talk about ping. Not here. Not against Krystianer. But fun fact, if you don't know, the Oreo celebration, exactly. Fun fact if you don't know, Krystianer has been practicing on West. Our tournaments also favor West for Korean players. So for example, we were talking about how Krystianer, he's been popping off against Nightmare in our tournaments, and they have been playing on US West. Fun fact, our tournament is West Central West. And I remember talking to Krystianer about this because Krystianer, he keeps pushing for West. I'm like, Papi, you know, we can play on Central. Like for like half of these games, we can switch over. And Krystianer, he's like, no, I'm practicing. I'm practicing on ping. It's like, okay, let's go. So Krystianer, he has been intentionally playing more games on West in preparation for moments like this. And GG gets called. Starlight Twinkle, they take down Basilisk 4-3. GG, massive win for Starlight Twinkle. Very well done. Very well done. Very well played. We spoke about this. There's a reason why I was hyping up Krystianer earlier, talking about how he is a rising star in the European scene. Both Krystianer and Geralt, I do always speak highly of them hand in hand. Together, they have been improving quite a lot over the past couple of years, and they're breaking into the upper echelons of the European region. GG, well played. With that, we're wrapping up here for tonight, but we have tomorrow's matches as well. We have Offside versus Mystery Gaming. Oh my god. We have Offside versus Mystery Gaming, and we also have, who else? Offside versus Mystery, and we have Twisted Fairy going up against Platinum R8. Let's go. So we're wrapping up here for tonight, and tomorrow we have 2 more matches to round out round 3 of WTL. Sorry, round 1 of WTL. See you then. See you tomorrow. Otherwise, hope you all had a great night. Hope you all had a great time. Offside, Papi. Let's go. Offside is going to be playing tomorrow. Not to be confused with Onside, and not to be confused with Team Vitality. But Offside is going to be competing against Mystery Gaming. It's going to be a close series, I feel. It's going to be a close one. I'm looking forward to it. I'm catching up with the chat. Catching up, Papi. Just saw Reynor looks like he just came out of the shower because he's washed Keck W. Oh my god. Boptimus, calm down, Papi. Calm down. Este Boptimus. Ay. GG, well played. Yeah, with that, hope you all enjoyed yourselves. It was a great day of StarCraft. Some upsets did occur. As much faith that I had as I had in Krystianer, I did predict Basilisk to take this. So that is huge, big upset, and really that's maybe we're setting a pace here for Starlight Twinkle. I look forward to seeing them week after week to see if they can replicate this success. I mean, they just brought down one of the bigger teams in the region or in the team league. They could do it again with some of these other teams as well. GG. All right, we're going to be heading off for the night. You can follow us on social media, Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, and Discord. ! Socials in the chat. And we'll see you tomorrow for some more WTL action. Fun fact, before World T League tomorrow, we're going to be hosting another tournament. We're going to be hosting the Sparkling Tuna Cup. Now, for the past 2 weeks, Sparkling Tuna Cup has been Krystianer versus Nightmare in the finals week after week. Is it going to happen again? We'll be here to find out. We will be here for it in less than 24 hours. Otherwise, thanks for watching. We'll see you guys next time. Bye. Bye. See you tomorrow. Ciao. Papi. Ciao.